Alright guys, a subject that I have touched on before. Travel nurses are now worried that a pay cap is coming their way rather than towards the agency that they work for. If you've not been following this story, Congress is now looking into price gouging when it comes to nurse travel agencies. A travel nurse basically is a nurse from another state who works in your facility and gets paid like 4 times as much as what you do in order to do the same exact job. They definitely have their place. They definitely are in need. And the agencies basically saw the demand, they had the supply, and they price gouged many people, the facilities that needed the nurses, so much so that Congress has now started getting involved. True story. It is so bad now that nurses are concerned that they will be the ones that have to pay the price of the price gouging, as the nurses who are travel nurses are worried that they will be the ones who have the salary cap placed upon them and not the CEOs. I, as well as other nurses, are in agreement that the CEOs or the admins of these companies are the ones who need to be the ones to take the pay cap. Not the worker bees, if you will. All the nurses are the worker bees, and the CEOs are the honeybees or the queen bees. And so why would it be fair that all the worker bees take the pay cap when the queen bee is the one reaping all the benefit? This is a big concern. Such a big concern that an executive from Beata Nursing, this is something you don't hear about, and I'm not going to pronounce this name because I will probably butcher it. I'll just leave it at the bottom of the screen. An executive at Beata Nursing, a company that I used to work for myself, in full disclosure, is concerned about the nursing pay cap. Now, Beata is not a travel nurse agency. They are a home health agency. However, it's something when a admin from a very large company such as Beata puts in their 2 cents and they are worried that the nurses will get a pay cap. Even though Beata doesn't really have a dog in the fight, they are worried about that, as well as a lot of nurses. And they're also worried that this could create a further shortage into the nursing shortage that we have going on right now. A lot of travel nurses would have either quit or gone to travel nursing simply because of the pay that you get in travel nursing. Without that pay, many nurses would have just left the field altogether. Instead, now we have this group of travel nurses who are getting paid really for not doing what they love anymore. They're just doing it simply to get paid. A lot of these travel nurses are very good nurses, very competent nurses, some that are very excellent. I've worked with a few of them. Very good. They're just not getting paid what they feel they need to get paid, especially during the pandemic. And now, if the pay cap happens on the nursing end of it, it could be very bad for the shortage, as it's already short. Some units have one single floor nurse, and the rest are travel. True story, and that's even here locally. I can imagine in bigger cities how bad the situation is. Now, at this moment in time, as of this date in time of this recording, there has not been a pay cap placed upon travel nurses. Not at this moment in time. The concern is that it will happen. Now, I feel that Congress is going to come down on these agencies, the agencies themselves, and I also feel, along with other nurses, feel that the agencies will then take it out on the nurses who, yes, they do get paid 3 to 4 times as much as a regular floor nurse. So the agencies will take out, our money's gone, we're going to take it out on the workers, and that's going to be the nurses. When in reality, I and other nurses agree, it should be the CEOs or the admins, the people that are not leaving their home states and going to other facilities simply for the money. It should be for the admins to take a pay cap and the salaries to stay the same for the nurses, and hopefully bring down the overall cost of using a travel nurse, as it does cost quite a bit per hour just to have a travel nurse at your facility. It is not cheap for that. Terrible situation for the nurses, and I can imagine that they're all scared as they're all hearing different information coming out, and no one at this moment in time of the video have a full grasp on what's actually going to happen, as nothing has really happened yet. We're just sort of building up until, Congress comes down and agencies are going to take it out on the nurses. I feel that they are. Terrible situation for the nurses, and I really hate it for those of you who are travel nursing and are worried about this salary cap coming your way. I completely disagree with a nursing salary cap as far as travel nurses go. I completely disagree with that. However, I do completely agree with a CEO cap. I would like to see a CEO cap among healthcare providers. Maybe that will lower the cost of healthcare. Some of these CEOs are making annual salaries of millions of dollars, as well as bonuses of millions of dollars for hitting certain goals that they hit. I wish I could hit all my goals and then get $1 million. Doesn't happen that way for the regular folk, for the nursing folk. I hate it for these nurses who are probably scared and worried about what's going to happen with their future. I hate it for you and wish you the best. However, at this moment in time, nothing has changed yet. Yet. Say that in a big word. Terrible situation. I hope it all turns out well for these travel nurses. That is what I got for you today on Nurses Making the News on Thursday. You like this video? Check this one out over here. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe over there. And if you like Nurses Making the News on Thursday, check out the playlist down below. Thank you so much. Hope it helps.